Hello. I just wanted to come live today. I just finished up my work for the day and just feeling inspired, and I've had a lot of time to integrate an experience I had and I really wanted to share. I think it might be helpful. Oh, hi, Femi. It's good to see you. Might be helpful for you if you've ever experienced something similar. And it starts off with a little anecdote. So I went to a tea ceremony. Oh, hi, Amelia. Oh, so good to see you guys. So I went to a tea ceremony the other night, and it was absolutely incredible. And during those times are usually when I have really incredible insights and downloads. And in this case, it came in kind of an interesting way, kind of an interesting image. And if you are into basic movies, you'll understand the reference. Hi. But I was sitting in meditation and a scene from Mean Girls popped into my mind. And you might be thinking like, what the heck? Like, that's so random. And it was super random. But the scene from Mean Girls was one of the last scenes where Lindsay Lohan, the character, she is writing on a whiteboard. She's solving a math problem. She's in a competition, and the answer to the problem ends up being that the limit does not exist. So that scene just flashed in my mind, like an image, like a movie theater was playing in my mind of this. The limit does not exist, and I really had to meditate on that for a couple of moments, and I realized, it held a lot of wisdom, and it was that we all have these limits in our lives. They are not physical limits, they are limits that we have inside of ourselves. We have them in our subconscious minds. They are called upper limit problems. So we have our limit to how much goodness we allow ourselves to experience. It's like a thermostat for how much goodness that we can stand at one time. So this limit is formed throughout our lives. A lot of times it's, from our childhood, but we basically have a set point for how good we let ourselves feel before we do something to sabotage it, so then we're back to normal. So if you've ever read the book, The Big Leap, you might be familiar with this concept of the upper limit. But I realized that I had been, having a major upper limit problem in the past couple of weeks where I left my job a couple of months ago to pursue, my coaching full time. I lived the life that I dreamed of for myself just a couple of months ago. Like, I made it happen. I'm living the life where I can work online, I work at home, I coach people and I love it. But, I still have a limit where that was too much goodness for me. I couldn't handle it. So I started to do things that would sabotage how good I let myself feel. So, I'm living this dream life, but I would do other things that would make me feel bad again because I couldn't handle it. So, for instance, I would start a fight with my partner, or I would start eating things that made me feel really crappy in my body. And so it was just, a full realization at that moment that all of the problems that I was currently experiencing, or that I had the illusion that I was experiencing, were simply because I couldn't handle how good I was actually feeling. And so I'm wondering, has anyone, if you're watching a replay, you can comment, has anyone experienced that problem where, or this upper limit problem, where you feel like things are going really well, but then you do something to sabotage it? Or you find something to think about that is like a really arbitrary detail. Like, you're having so much fun at the nightclub, whatever you like to do, you're having fun at the beach, and then you go and you have to pick a fight, or you have to think of I don't feel 100%, or you have to think of a problem at work. You have to take yourself out of the moment. Amelia says yes. We all do it. We all have this set point until that we're conscious of it. And so we might pick a fight, we might do something to take us out of that good feeling. But, from this book, if you go ahead and read it, you'll learn a lot of different ways on how to overcome the limit. But one way is just to, if you realize you're hitting that upper limit, to sit in the moment and to relish the positive feelings that you're experiencing. So mindfulness is a huge huge tool in overcoming the upper limit. So when we're in the moment and we know we're experiencing an upper limit, we can actually sit in the moment and transcend it. So by simply sitting there and noticing, oh, I am experiencing the upper limit problem, and you actually just switch to relishing the positive feelings you actually are experiencing, you build your capacity and you actually raise your limit for how good you're allowing yourself to feel. And this is, encompasses how abundant you're allowing yourself to be, how much happiness you can have, how good your relationships can be, how, overall, how good can your life be. So for instance, if you receive a check in the mail, you're really excited, it's unexpected money, but then you have to go and spend it because you're not used to having that extra money. So how could you relish in the fact that you have received this abundance that you deserve, and actually to hold on to that feeling rather than feeling like you have to get rid of it? So this is just a super interesting concept, especially if you're working in your, making changes in your health, in your life. So how good can you allow your health to be? For me, my thing is like, I will feel really good. I'm eating foods that make my body feel amazing, but then I'm like, oh, I feel too good. Let me have half a carton of ice cream so I can feel bad again. So notice, where are you sabotaging your health? Are you allowing yourself to go a couple of days or weeks feeling like you're on top of your health and everything's amazing, but then all of a sudden you have to go on this binge because it was too good? Noticing that kind of stuff is super enlightening. So I just invite you to start to recognize your upper limits. Where are you allowing yourself to sabotage good, positive feelings or situations that you have in your life? Where can you sit in the goodness and allow yourself to soak in the goodness of the moment? Okay, so Amelia has a question. How do you prevent from others affecting your peace in present moments? Okay, that's a really good question. So in my perspective, my point of view, my experience says that no one can take your peace if you have the peace within yourself. So you cannot have, hi, good to see you. So you cannot have your peace taken away from you if you are strong in your sense of peace within yourself. So if someone were to do something that annoyed you, that could almost be like, that could be your upper limit. That could be like, I can have peace until someone else does that, and that is your personal limit. So next time, Amelia, maybe that happens, when someone annoys you, you can sit there, just sit in the moment and come back to your place of peace and relish in your inner peace and realize that that is something that is taking away from it, but you really have it inside. That's a really good question, and I think that's something that a lot of us struggle with, is that we're not always in control of our surroundings, but we are in control of how we feel and how we react to situations. Yeah, you're so welcome. And so I hope that helped clarify it, but we're always in charge of our inner state. So when we can realize that we have reached that upper limit problem, we can choose to transcend it. We can choose to expand our capacity for how much goodness we'll allow into our lives. So if this was helpful to you, leave a comment. If you're watching the replay, just put replay in the comments. And I just love this topic. And so if you're interested, again, it's The Big Leap from Gay Hendricks. And it's a really enlightening book, especially if you feel like you do deal with self-sabotage, which I think almost everyone does. And so just wanted to share that moment from the tea ceremony, and how sometimes even how our intuitive messages might seem really random, but they actually hold so much wisdom. So just, if you get messages like that are like from, a movie or the past, or just like a random image, to look at what that might hold for you. Thank you for watching. I don't want to, keep you on too long, but I do appreciate everyone who tuned in. So, okay, tell me more about tea. Oh, okay, I'll definitely talk more about tea. You can buy tea from Ashley Smith at Into the Heart, or you can sign up for any one of her tea ceremonies. They are absolutely life-changing. I wish I could tag her in this. Actually, maybe I can. I'm gonna write her little tag name so you can see it. Okay, now it doesn't work. But Ashley Smith, her Instagram name is Into the Heart, and she does tea ceremonies and rituals and all kinds of different healing sessions. So check her out if you're interested in having this kind of deep meditative experience. You will not be the same after it. So so anyway, any more questions? I am going to be on for like 5 more seconds and then I have to run. Thank you for your participation, Amelia. I really appreciate it. All right, everyone, hope you have a beautiful Monday. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments. Bye.